This week we got a special guest. We got Amy Eady with us. Amy is the FlyBar. When you go in there and you see Amy at the FlyBar, you know you're going to have an awesome time at the FlyBar.
Well, thank you.
Awesome. Amy is also related to Levi. And
no,
Levi,
not related. She's married.
Married.
To me.
Well,
let's not make this sound
relation.
weird. We are from two different places. No family genes have crossed here. I promise everyone on this podcast.
It's all paperwork. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there you go. But you drug her in here because
she owes me a favor for marrying her. No, I'm just
there
kidding.
you go.
No, I'm just kidding. Figured we'd start this out with a bang.
Okay. Now, Amy, where are you from originally?
Pritchard, Alabama. Yes.
Pritchard. That's a different place to be from.
It is very much so.
Now,
yes.
are you from Pritchard or like downtown Pritchard?
8 Mile.
Okay.
8 Mile, on those outskirts.
That's a wee bit different. Y'all are living down here.
Yep. Here in Fairhope for what, 3 years now? Almost 4?
Yeah. More than that.
So really, okay.
More than that.
Why'd you pick Fairhope?
Right off the jump, the school system.
There you go.
Yep.
School system.
Freaking rocks, man. Come on now.
1,000%.
And
it was incredible. We wanted our kids to, I don't want to say be in a better school system, but I mean, we felt really good about this school system all around.
And the community that Fairhope has, period. I mean, for the young people and, for young families, I think it's perfect. Absolutely perfect.
All right. And now you did Bay Minette, right?
Yeah. I went to school
in Bay
Minette.
Daphne?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So.
And I'm not going to lie to you. We actually, I don't know. I obviously couldn't tell you now because if I went to a high school, they'd probably arrest me for not being allowed. I'm not supposed to be in there, I'm sure. But when I was in high school, we had fantastic teachers, and the education system in Bay Minette was actually really good in 03.
All right, and a little bit of a rivalry, maybe, right?
Oh yeah, Daphne was our arch enemy.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm sure we would have
even
hated
back
each
then.
other in
I mean,
high school.
Fairhope was a rival with Daphne too, but Bay Minette, that was definitely a really good sports. Oh yeah, I think so.
Okay, well,
I'm sure Daphne thought of us as rednecks, and we definitely thought of Daphne as snobs. So there's that.
See, I thought Robertsdale was the rednecks.
Oh no.
Oh well, that's
the cowboy rednecks.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
rodeo.
It's different. Yeah,
It's totally different.
So all right, and what's Foley?
Foley is brackish water, is what Foley is.
It is brackish
There is
water. That's
literally
a
a combination of every socioeconomic class that you can think of.
It's probably the biggest melting pot.
So it's the melting pot of the county.
So.
It really is, yeah.
Definitely.
What's Gulf Shores?
Hippies.
Yeah.
Beach dwellers, surfers,
Orange Beach too, I'm assuming.
A lot of people from out of state.
Well, Orange Beach is a little
bit.
bit more. They got some moolah, so
okay.
I'll put them.
So little rich kids, out of state rich kids, and
well, I will say this. I mean, from what I've seen of kids that go to smaller schools and stuff like that, the education part of it is excellent. Typically,
Fairhope from Daphne's standpoint was
we were rivals, absolutely
different rivals,
big rivals. There was a huge rivalry the year I graduated. I didn't really know anything about it because I wasn't. That doesn't matter to me. But
she doesn't sports ball.
I don't sports ball. Yeah.
I forgot. What's Spanish Fort to y'all?
They're new. They're the new kids.
They're
They
still the new kids.
are the new. Definitely.
Okay.
I mean, they've done some really good things. I think they went to state and
they've won the state championship.
Yeah, so that's. I mean, they're great, but
like she said, she doesn't sports ball.
I don't sports ball.
Okay.
Don't.
So you're down here, loving living down here.
Absolutely. Well, I started working at FlyBar. We've been open for almost about 7 years now.
Okay.
And I've worked there the entire time.
Well, hey, hold on. Take them back to Rotolo's days.
Oh well,
let's really get.
Well,
I
worked at Rotolo's before that.
Yeah, I was going to get. How did you get where you are?
Yeah.
So Rotolo's Fairhope.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got
That's
one
where
of
I
the
met
cool.
you.
Is that right?
Yeah. It is.
I mean, if we really wanted to go back,
shows?
we could go all the way back to
It's a long time.
Mellow Mushroom.
Mushroom.
Yeah.
She was the manager there.
Well, I've been in the restaurant industry for 21 years. I'm just going to tell my age. But I've loved the restaurant industry. I got out one time, and it was not fun. This old lady wanted me to put her shoes on her, and it was like, I got to hang my hat up. I can't do this. No,
all right.
Cannot do that. So I went back to the restaurant industry and, started into management at Mellow Mushroom, and then moved on to Gulf Distributing. I did was on-premise rep for the Eastern Shore. I had 94 accounts.
Good God.
In 4 days to get to. That was a lot. And then started back in the restaurant industry again at Rotolo's and waiting for the FlyBar to be built.
All right.
Because Bree Kerr, the owner of FlyBar, and Doug Kerr jokingly told me, hey, we built a bar for you if you're ready. And I'm like, okay, sure. You built a bar for me. Well,
So
turns
how
out, yes.
did you meet those two?
Through Gulf Distributing. I
Okay.
met them through Gulf Distributing, and they knew that I was in the restaurant industry, and I took care of them a lot, when doing the bar business and the beer business. And they're like, look, when you're ready to get back in a restaurant, we're building a bar,
Okay.
and we want you there.
So they were across the street over where Sage is now.
Mm-hmm.
And then you weren't any part of that.
I was there with GDC. I started.
Right.
I had called on that account, and then they moved, and I still called on them for about a couple of months once they moved to the new building, and then I stopped GDC, and then here comes Rotolo's, and that was just kind of like a hangover, which I loved the folks at Rotolo's. That's how I met Jason and his wife Deborah, which is
Okay.
great, and came to the FlyBar, and it's kind of been going since then.
All right.
Yeah.
So I guess you didn't do any of the bartender classes or none of that stuff?
I never did a class. Everything is self-taught, because when you're in the bar industry and you're not some spry teenager anymore or
Right.
in your early 20s, you have to do your own research and market yourself. You have to understand that you're selling yourself, not just your product. So you teach yourself. You make sure you do your research. You enter into contests. You market yourself, and you make sure that you know your worth. You got benefits for your kids, because that's a big hang up in restaurants. Is there's
right.
no,
It is.
especially small business. There's no way to get insurance. Well, Bree and Doug decided to offer that. So I was like, here's my worth. Yes, I'll take that.
Okay.
And building my clientele. And that's what you have to do in the industry now.
So if you had the 20-year-old female, what would you tell her to do to get, maybe to become that bartender? Is it worth it?
You have to be really dedicated, and you have to understand how and where to put your money, because you're going to have slow days and you're going to have busy days. So you got to make sure you know that budget, where to put your excess money and where to make sure you pay your bills. So you save that, and you know where your bad days or your bad weeks, because the month of January in restaurants is horrible, because everybody goes dry January. Nobody considers their bartenders over here starving. So what I did this January is do a mocktail of the week, and I would do a
Okay.
mocktail every week. Well, it got us actually published in Bama Buzz, which is a social media platform, and they did a thing with Bradford Health Services, and they wanted Alabama's top mocktail bars. And they found us and asked if we could give them the recipe and the picture. And it was something that I did, a spiced orange ginger blackberry soda.
Okay, cool.
And it was delicious. It was great. And we had that published. So that was kind of cool. So you have to know your people. You have to do your research to make sure you still get those people continually coming in.
All right, cool. And you're after we get through with this,
Yes.
you're going to go show us a couple of things,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
So, kind of give me now. One of them is an old Dragonfly.
Standard.
Yes.
It's a standard.
It's
Yeah.
a standard for
No
the
doubt.
FlyBar. When we first opened, me and Bree accidentally made a cocktail and decided to add Grand Marnier to it. And here's the Dragon's Eye. And it's been published. So, it's okay for me to give away the recipe. I'm not giving any, master information
secrets.
away.
Right.
Well, and to put this into perspective of the standard of this drink, I mean, it's like going to get bushwhackers down at Pirates
Yes,
Cove.
you're right.
I mean,
Yes.
you have to have a bushwhacker when you're there, or a burger.
The Dragon's Eye has become synonymous with, the restaurant, which is really cool. I love that.
Oh, that's awesome.
And the name doesn't hurt. The name of the cocktail doesn't hurt. Dragon's Eye with
it
the
does
dragon
not. It does
and the
not.
fly bar, the dragonfly.
Even the name was an accident. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
It looked like a tiger's eye is what it really looked like. The first one we ever made. So I was like, well, it's not a tiger's eye. We can't name it Tiger's Eye. So it was a Dragon's Eye. Yeah.
Yeah, some of my folks back home would have loved it even more so. So I get it.
Right? Tiger's Eye. Louisiana. Boo. I'm kidding. I don't sports bar. I already told you. Don't sports bar.
Okay, so all right.
Well, your team's playing tonight, right, in the World Series. LSU's final is
I think
it's
it's
the last
started
game.
already.
Last
It
game
starts at,
starts at 6.
Yeah, it's
You know
at
what?
6:52. So.
Yeah, so it's on. It's been on.
I went to ULM. I didn't go to LSU.
I mean,
Come on.
still, that's your dudes, you know?
Yeah, look, I root for LSU just to aggravate the Alabama and Auburn people.
Got it.
I
Understood.
mean, you know that whole thing. When you move here, who you for? I'm like, huh? And once I figured out I could say I was for LSU and just aggravate people.
Well, you know,
like, go Tigers.
the best thing that I tell people during football season, being in the bar, and they're like, "Well, who's the worst fans? Who are the worst fans?" I said, "Well, first of all, it's every single time is SEC fans, every single time.
Yeah, pretty much.
The top worst customer fan, LSU, absolutely, 100%, 100%. Second, Alabama.
Yeah.
Third, Auburn.
Hey, easy with that.
That's
Easy.
the top,
Well,
and I
but-
can tell you from stone cold experience.
But that's
these
all
years.
3 of them down here.
Yeah.
I mean,
How about Tennessee? Come on.
There's not enough Tennessee.
There's not enough Tennessee.
We have one friend
people
named
here.
Danny,
and he'll
and
just if
and
he
he
wins a
quit
game, he
drinking.
doesn't wear a jersey.
Yeah, yeah.
He doesn't take it off. It's
Yeah, he
gross.
wears his jersey for a couple of days.
Oh, it's
and
awful.
celebrates.
It's awful.
That's
You just hit him with
hilarious.
Febreze when he comes in the
His
door.
girlfriend was so upset this
even
past,
better.
It was so bad.
past November.
It was awful.
Golly, that was awful. He wore that thing for like 3 days in a row.
It was not fun.
You're here for the schools.
Yes.
Love doing what you're doing.
Yes, absolutely.
If you could change anything about Fairhope
Yeah.
or the Eastern Shore or Baldwin County or anything,
Okay.
what would you change?
I know
Yeah.
it's going to be in my industry, of course.
Okay,
what I would
that's all right.
change
Go
because
ahead.
that would support, my family. I would introduce entertainment district.
Oh my God! Please, can we have that?
Should have already been done. Should have already been done. And I tried very hard with city council. And I was pretty much the only person that went to the meeting because everybody else had to work. Well,
Well, it is.
you got to show up.
We have seen too many times where the city council makes a decision because 10 or 15 people have their phone numbers.
Right, exactly.
And they call, and that's all it takes.
Yep.
So we would love to help you get that started.
That would be awesome when we get the ball rolling again. And all we want for the entertainment district, only special events.
Yeah.
And it starts an hour before the event starts and ends an hour after.
Okay.
There's one single cup that you'll have to exit the building, but it has to be empty before you go into the another building, so that helps with not crossing state lines, the liquor license lines, and it helps that other bar make money because you're not coming in there with a full drink.
See,
you get to charge
I'm gonna have
too.
to have a T-shirt with the rules.
And it's going to be from,
You won't follow
from,
them
from
anyway,
one
so I don't
street
know why you're asking
to,
for one.
it basically will be from
encapsulates
yeah.
every bar in downtown without going,
Okay, so what about all the dads that are pulling the wagons with their ice chests? Will they be cool? Or, because they're already doing it.
Sure.
Yes,
So
they're already doing it.
they're already doing it. And
You're
I
just
wish
not
I could
getting
say
picked
yes.
on
I
by
wish
the
I could
police.
say yes. But when you bring in an alcoholic beverage into a licensed establishment that was not, you can't cross it in Alabama.
Well, yeah, you can't do that anywhere, can you?
I hope, I mean,
Yeah, that just makes common sense.
because, and I did tell the city council in front of them, I was like, I know what's in your Yetis. I'm not stupid. That's not coffee. That's not tea. That's not soda. And of course, they get this big old grin on their face, because everybody knows
They're breaking the law.
Why don't you care about your downtown business just a little bit more, so that our it's our responsibility. We are the ones who get fined, not them. So
Well, and here's the other thing, though. Even when people drink it on the street, the police actually do not care. They've actually stated during the city council meeting that Amy tried to get, the entertainment district passed. The police chief said, we don't care that people are drinking on the street as long as they're not showing, like
They're behaving.
that's the way
bad
it's always
behavior,
been. That's the way it was grandfathered in.
Well, and it's another one of these laws that we're allowing the government to selectively enforce.
Yes.
If the majority of us want to get rid of it, we need to get rid of it.
Yes. And we
need to
can
open it
on
up.
a city level, which is great. Even the ABC board came down from Montgomery and told us it would be a lot easier on them if we would pass entertainment district because they don't have to police it.
Yeah.
They know what's happening. They don't have to come on here and hammer it down and
Do
condemn it and
stings
do
and-
stings and, just rile everybody up. It would be much easier if we could just go ahead and
because
transition
they
into that
stung 7 bars in one
in
night.
one night.
And the
about
thing
3
is, they
years ago.
can't sting the dads pulling the wagons.
They can.
They can, but they don't care. It's a small
But it won't
fine.
ever happen.
Maybe
It's
they
a
should.
$30 walking
They're not
fine.
going to. They're
$30 walking fine. If they
Again,
wanted
yeah,
to.
but you give out 100 of those one night.
You're
Guess,
right.
Guess
You're
who
right.
the 100 people that are going to be for the entertainment district?
The people that got ticketed.
The people that got ticketed
Yep.
and all their families.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Well, I'm ready.
All right, I want to ask about the cup.
Go ahead.
The cup. If the cup would be a specific cup for every single,
Every single bar.
so it's not going to be a red Solo cup.
No.
No, but it'll be like a
It'll
plastic
be-
cup, and it'll have
So in
something on the
downtown
side.
Mobile, Loda has one that says Loda Beer Garden on it, and it's just a plastic. I call them Mardi
Almost
Gras
Mardi Gras
cups.
cup.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's Mardi Gras cup then.
Debris has a plastic Mardi Gras cup that they use.
So each individual would purchase their own with their own
Right.
logo on it. That way, you're not walking into Kumo D's establishment
Right.
with the
right.
wrong cup. Okay, I
Exactly,
gotcha.
exactly.
And it makes perfect sense. And
Plus, it's plastic, so if it falls on the ground, it's not going to break and
Yeah,
cut someone's
yeah.
foot.
All
or
right, so
anything.
the person that does the gold leafing on the Mardi Gras cup, since a lot of the Mardi Gras associations are starting to cheap out and not do the gold leafing anymore,
Right.
maybe that person needs to be part of the entertainment district group.
That would be awesome.
There you go.
That'd be
Because
really
that
cool.
Mardi Gras, a lot of people think that Mardi Gras has some certain type of permit that they get. Absolutely not.
Yeah,
Those
no,
people
no,
are
no.
still literally drinking on a moving float
Yeah.
in downtown.
Are you saying
no,
there's drinking going on those floats?
And
I would
Mardi
never
Gras?
say that. This is allegedly.
allegedly. That's right.
Allegedly.
Somebody told me that somebody's cousin was on one of them things one
Yeah,
time.
I got a whisper
Dude,
from a
come
dog
on
at
now.
a parade one time that there was alcohol in that Yeti.
I have ridden in Fairhope, Mobile, New Orleans, and my little hometown of Monroe.
Mm-hmm.
I can honestly say they were absolutely drinking because this fat kid was.
I don't know.
All
Out of,
right?
out of all of those that you did, which one drank? Which association drank the most on the floats?
Ooh, good question.
Can you say?
Dude, it's even.
Really?
Oh my
yeah.
gosh!
Oh,
What? That is the
yeah.
biggest cop out I have ever heard. I don't know. I'm not going to
He's
answer
gonna
it
make
to
me drop that
everybody.
F-bomb for a PG-13
All right,
rating.
so I was going to say
Somebody got collie, right?
I was going to say fat white guys
Okay.
with money.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Oh, I mean, they
Yeah.
cut me out real
and,
quick.
and they're gonna and they're gonna be drinking. Period.
Right.
Endymion doesn't care if you
Oh,
got the money to be.
I want to go to the
Endymion,
Endymion Ball so bad.
What's the Endymion?
Oh, it's a
What is it?
blast.
Oh, I want to go so bad.
The
I have no
Endymion
idea what
Ball
that is.
a rock concert.
Yeah.
I mean,
apparently it is like the ball to end all
Did
balls.
we get invited to that before? Like somebody was telling us about that
You can
before?
just buy tickets to it. It's like $75.
I think that's one of the ones Cody and Josh were
Maybe
talking about
so.
taking us to.
Maybe so.
so.
We go to the what's
Osiris.
the Osiris Ball in Mobile.
So much fun.
And
wanna go
That's-
to that.
It is a
they
blast.
don't have
I wanna
a
go to that
parade, and so they do they call it the parade or something.
Well,
but
their
it's really their
call-outs
lead out. Their
are-
call out.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, their
are
tableau
parade.
is
That's the only
fantastic.
tableau that is worth it.
so great.
The rest of them in Mobile are not.
No,
worth
they're
the
awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch you do your dance. Give me a drink
But no,
and let's all dance
the
together.
Osiris
Now,
thing
Shadow
was
Barons
fantastic.
I like their call out.
I do too. Shadow
Yeah.
Barons is pretty cool.
They have it figured out.
AML also has the Women's Association in Daphne. They have a really good one too.
Okay.
Really good one
All
too.
right, well,
Because they get down to business and let's yay, and then let's
in
party.
Mobile, they close the bars. I mean,
Everything.
it is. Yeah, the first time I went to one, I didn't know. Second time, I knew that ticket says 9 o'clock. No. That means 11 o'clock.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
rough.
Tell me about some of these contests, or you were talking about.
Oh, she's a winner.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me,
She's a
tell me
winner.
about those.
So I started doing competitions in
Competitions, that's it.
2017, and I'd never done a competition in my life. So I didn't really know what to expect. I just walked in there with this big personality and, getting people riled up. And I had a cheering section, and they had posters and all this. It was
Yeah,
it was
we
great.
totally had it decked out.
And it
ready
was my
for
first
the
time
cheer
ever,
on.
and I think I was the only female competing,
Yep.
and I got third. And
There
that
you
was
go.
like unheard of, and it was amazing. On cloud nine.
A really
So-
good guy actually helped her out a lot with that thing too, Josh.
They call him the Juggernaut.
Yeah.
He's an incredible bartender. He's, just built like crazy. And when he wins, he literally rips his shirt off.
But he also, when he came in,
Yeah.
because Amy didn't know, like I said, she had never done a competition. So He comes in and does his thing, and he's throwing out swag. And
And
she's
I didn't
like,
know that.
I didn't know I
throw
could
out
bring swag.
Yeah.
And then so he goes, and he ended up winning that competition,
he sure did.
actually.
He was first
But
place.
he actually helped her out a lot, gave her tips.
Yeah. So it's
all
the
kinds of stuff.
American Restaurant Association or Alabama Restaurant Association. Alabama Hospitality and Restaurant Association. That's who does those contests every year.
Okay.
And they partner with Old Forester.
Okay.
Which is a client of UJB, United Johnson Brothers. So
Yep,
they
okay.
all
Which is another wholesaler here.
right,
Yeah, yeah.
right. And so we have this competition. We've done it in Alchemy Tavern. We've done it at the RSA Tower, the second floor.
Okay.
We did it on the balcony of that one. That one's really cool. And then this previous time, we've done the Speakeasy in downtown Mobile.
Okay.
La Floritas?
La Floraditas.
Floritas? It's in a bank vault.
That's
Literally.
cool.
Hey,
A bank
it
vault.
is awesome. Great scenery.
I mean, beautiful bar.
And you have to look up the password to get in because it's a speakeasy. So
Yeah, on Facebook. So the 2017 won third. 2018 I did not place. 2019 I did not go. 2020 there was not one because of COVID.
Right.
2021 I won first place in the region
Okay.
and then went to state in Birmingham to the Bohemian Hotel and
which was
won
incredible.
won second place there
Wow.
In the state.
in the state, and they altogether that year my purse was like $1,700. So it's
Okay.
not just you go in and make some drinks and thank you so much. They're giving out money.
But the evolution of the contest, in my opinion, has been great too.
It
'Cause
really
the
does.
First time she
The
did
formats
it,
change all the time,
Yeah.
and I really kind of like that. That it's not just the same thing every time. And then
this last time was
2000
what, like chopped? Isn't that
Yeah,
what
it
they
was
said
like chopped. We had secret ingredients we had to use.
Okay.
Out of a hat. It was great.
Like it's really cool.
And then
But it's always
2000
old. It's always Old Forester. You have
Always,
to
you got to use Old Forester. Some other kind of liquor.
and the reps are really cool.
Very
we
cool.
love the reps.
And then the last year I won third, and then this year it'll be sometime in October. So we'll do
All
it again.
right. Perfect. So, real quick, y'all hit a lot of other bars around in town.
Yes, ashamedly so.
Oh, I'm not ashamed of
I'm just
that.
kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm
No,
just
we do.
sharing
We
what
do.
love.
Well,
Sharing
here's the deal. Her as a bartender, I mean, don't get me wrong. I just like to drink, but she as a bartender likes to expand her palate and to try different things and to get inspiration. And so we do hit a lot of these places up, but I mean, it's more than just us going on a date. She's doing research in
Well,
her
that's
head.
part of what you do. You have to research
Yeah.
like that. You have
So-
to get out there and see what other people are doing.
Tell me some of the folks around town that have it figured out and they're
Oh,
doing
man.
a great job.
You got Sid and Maddie at Tongue and Groove.
Okay.
You got Safia at Sage.
Yes.
You have
Or La Martina.
Or La Martina, connected to Sage. You have Hope Farm. You got Danny, who won last year. He went to state last year.
Okay.
And Lane is also at Hope Farm. I mean, they're just some really great cocktail bartenders around town, which is unusual for how tiny. You usually have one cocktail boutique, nobody really competing. But the beautiful thing is Fairhope is so tiny. We do share people. We do share our clientele.
Yeah, Fairhope is tiny with 25,000 people, but that's 95% of them are hit taxpayers. And
Yes.
She
I
has
mean-
Yes.
she has a great story too. The last year's competition. We won't say where they worked at, but one of the
why
you know,
not?
when-
No
when-
one's listens to this podcast.
Yeah,
Come
but
on.
this, well,
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
she has to worry about it with her job. So,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're at the competition, and of course, everyone who's competing in this thing is obviously nervous.
Yeah.
And then people that are coming to watch, they're going to want drinks too. So Old Forester has it set up, with the bartenders at Floriditas. Everybody's drinking, having a good time.
usually putting it on the UJB's tab.
Yeah, UJB is usually taking care of it, which is awesome. And this one guy showed up, and I guess he was extra nervous. I don't know if he'd ever been in one of these before. You want to tell him what?
Yeah, so he gets up. We did this whole batched series first, and then people came in and they did a people's choice. So we batched all this,
Okay.
all these cocktails, and we were giving them individually to people. Well, it was time for the surprise part of the competition. Well, that took about about 30 to 45 minutes to set that part up. Well, this guy decides he is going to go ahead and get some jitters out and had way too many cocktails. Could not
boy.
even tie his apron on.
Oh no.
Somebody else had to. They were holding him up. He gets up there to make these drinks. He is just slinging stuff in a glass, and we're all sitting there just with our eyes. We're like this.
And
We're
it's
like,
like
this
watching
is
a
not
train
happening.
wreck.
Then
Train
they're
wreck,
like,
you can't look
oh,
away.
I'm sorry, buddy. You gotta make 3 drinks for all of us, not just one. Everybody has to have their separate drink. No problem. He grabs another shaker. He doesn't put hardly any of the same ingredient that he put in for the first one. The judges get these drinks, and you can see it on their face.
And
They're looking
three
at each
different
other
drinks.
like this.
And he was using ingredients that he wasn't allowed to use.
He wasn't even
was
allowed
only
to use
grabbing
them.
them
Just
off a
throwing-
side shelf.
Oh, it was such a train wreck, and we're just like, nobody even like laughed, and we were just like really nervous. It's like, when is this going to end? When is the time? When's the time up? Finally, he gets finished, and he just walks off, and he goes and sits in the corner, and there's somebody else there with him, and he's just like, you could tell his eyes were just not there. He was no longer with us. He was no longer with us. Oh, it was awful,
yeah.
but entertaining, but awful.
Well, here's the deal, though. You're going to show us how to do
Yes.
a couple of things.
Yes.
So
She has to get back because she got trivia tonight.
I
Yeah,
do have
tonight's
trivia
trivia
tonight. Yeah,
night.
8:30.
She got to head out of here.
Yep.
Monday night, another thing to do Monday night in Fair Oaks.
Yeah, we're one of the only restaurants open on Monday, so let that resonate. You got people coming into town. We're pretty much the only place open, so come on.
There you go. All right, Amy.
Awesome. Hey,
thank you
for
for
coming
Thank
on.
you
I
guys
can't wait
very
to
much.
Check out these drinks.
Yes,
Let's
thank
go.
you.
All right, Amy. We are here at the official Bellator bar. So
Yes.
show me what you got. So
All right.
Two
So,
summer drinks.
2
right?
summer drinks.
Okay.
The first one's going to be a Dragon's Eye. This drink was actually made about 7 years ago as a mistake.
Okay.
From me and the owner, Bree of FlyBar. And it's super refreshing. It's not very sweet. We're going to start off with a cup of ice. This is called, of course, again, a Dragon's Eye. Start off with a cup of ice. And then we're going to take, of course, beautiful Grand Marnier. And this is probably the best jigger that you can get. This is from Interwoven.
Okay.
It's nice and heavy. Interwoven's right across the street from Dragonfly and FlyBar. So nice people. And all their products are amazing. So about a ½ ounce of Grand Marnier in the bottom of the cup. Then you're going to squeeze a lemon in there. Put a couple of berries on top. And I do believe this is one of Deborah's favorite drinks.
It is.
Yes.
There you go.
We're going to do...
Oh, the blueberries are coming in hot and heavy.
Oh,
right
they're
now.
wonderful. We have
Everywhere.
everything's blueberry. Blueberry hot sauce, blueberry coleslaw, blueberry, everything's blueberry. So we're going to do about a 70-30 split. So I'm going to do about 3 ounces of, this is Cider Boys. They come in all different kinds of flavors. This one right now that I'm working with is a tropical wave. It is apple, passion fruit, orange, and guava. It changes as the season. So the Dragon's Eye is never truly the same. It's according to what cider you put in it.
Okay.
And then we're going to top it off with about 70% of Prosecco. And there is supposed to be this proper way to open a bottle of Prosecco, and you're not supposed to have a pop. That's the faux pas. But where's the fun in all of that? Everybody wants a pop, right? Is that right?
That's right.
Everybody
That's
wants a
right.
pop.
Party noises.
But apparently,
That's Italian.
you're
You open it up.
supposed to, oh, see, you're supposed to be even quieter than that. So, we'll put that right on top there. Once again, this is not very sweet. It's more refreshing than it is sweet.
Okay.
Great for the summer.
Some people say they drink too many of these because it is all straight alcohol. Give it a nice stir. And that is your Dragon's Eye.
All right.
Just as simple as that.
You ever
Oh,
got
oh,
it?
yeah.
Go right
How
ahead.
beautiful that is.
That's mine for tonight. That is nice. I like that.
Classic summertime drink, Aperol Spritz. You know,
Spritz.
it's gonna be Italian. We have your aperitivo, your prosecco, and then we'll have some soda and a slice of orange. But not too long ago, the Aperol reps came in and showed me how to make a proper Aperol Spritz, which was kind of cool. So first you start, of course, again with your ice. And then you're gonna spell out the word pass, P-A-S-S. Okay?
All right.
So the P is for Prosecco, and that's 3 parts. And that's about 3 to 4 ounces of Prosecco.
Okay.
Let that settle for just a second.
Now the Aperol, that's rutabaga, right?
Yeah, it's aperitivo, so it's actually a liqueur, and it helps with your stomach settling.
Yeah.
Aperitivo does. So you're getting it's kind of bitter, but it actually mixes really well with Prosecco because it kind of all balances itself out.
Right.
So then you're going to do an ounce to an ounce and a half. No mixing. That's what it told me. No mixing. That's your A, your Aperol.
Okay.
And then your first S, it's okay to put this ice in it, is soda. Club soda. And you fill it all the way almost to the top. No stir. And the other S is a slice of orange. And that is a amazing summertime cocktail.
Another beautiful drink. How's that one?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm like,
Yeah, they're so refreshing, and especially on, it is like, what, 90 degrees today? I don't even want to sit outside, but that absolutely will completely cool you off. Completely.
okay,
cool you
so
off.
pass. It's the Prosecco,
Prosecco,
Aperol,
Aperol,
soda.
and a slice
and
of
a
orange.
slice of
Yep,
orange.
pass.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yes, of course.
Cheers.
CC. So, Amy, we can catch you all the time at FlyBar. Is there any time you were not there?
Wednesdays and Saturdays, unless there's a big event. If there's a big event on a Saturday, I'll be there. But
Okay, we talk. All right, so
Is that a good one?
It's pretty good. You want to try it?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, no, you're good. You got to try it.
Sorry.
And if you want it, you can have it.
No.
Because I'm not a big...
well, that's not a huge alcoholic drink. I mean,
Well, that's really good.
But now, I will say this. And if you want to roll this or whatever...
Oh, it's recording.
Yeah,
so
go
okay,
ahead,
cool.
yeah, go ahead.
You're
so
up.
no, I'll say the Dragon's Eye. I'm not a big champagne person. I don't like wine or anything like that.
well, that wasn't champagne. It was Prosecco.
Well, yeah. So, anywho.
Who invites him every
I
week?
know.
For
What is
God's
going
sake,
on?
man. Jeez.
But for a drink during the summertime, one, it is very refreshing.
Yeah.
And two, you can make a picture of it.
Oh yeah.
And Amy and I used to do that all the time. It got to the point I was like, hey, we got to stop making these pictures. Like,
So-
I'm getting too buzzed during the day.
Well, all right, my Satsuma tree made it. I've got little Satsumas all over the place. I don't know if my lemon tree is going to make it. But Grand Marnier is basically, it's an orange liqueur, but it uses cognac instead of like vodka or something like else.
Right.
So, and I've made a version of Grand Marnier. It's good.
Oh, I bet. That sounds amazing.
Well, your limoncello is
One I found, I've got some lemon extract. This week I'll make another little batch.
You make
of
limoncello?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You know,
it is so good.
What I've got to get to the point where, and I've talked to my buddy about distilling.
Yeah.
So I need he said I need pictures of the equipment.
Okay, I'll get that for you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a steal
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now this is from.
from my brother.
All right, so your brother bought this stuff.
Actually, no, he had a buddy make it.
Okay.
I mean, it's like it's like a steal. Like,
Yeah.
Here. All right, buddy. Now, all right, my buddy. Let's make a steel. And they go get the copper and they roll that stuff out and they weld it and put it all together. It's a homemade steel.
But the thing is, we grow so much corn, sweet corn down here.
Yeah.
All right. So from that, we can distill alcohol.
Yeah.
Once I get that, because I make the limoncello and the triple sec from Everclear.
Okay.
Or from, we don't want Everclear doesn't pay for this. From grain alcohol.
Not an ad.
Not an ad. Yeah.
Not an ad.
From grain alcohol or 90 proof or something.
Right,
like that.
PGA.
Yeah.
Well, my great uncle used to do a lot of that stuff, actually. Had his own bourbon recipe.
Yeah.
I say bourbon, whiskey.
Right,
And then
whiskey.
he had made moonshine and his homemade Scuppernong wine.
It's good.
Oh, it was. But if you had a glass this size here, you had a good buzz already. Like that's that kind of wine.
Well, but if I can get to the point where I'm making my own, if we're distilling our own grain or a very high grade vodka,
Right.
then from that we can make triple sec. We can make limoncello. That's what grows. We're using the ingredients that grow down here.
Yeah.
And we could absolutely do it. That'd be fantastic.
You could literally pick Amy's brain and she can tell you like a bunch of stuff about all that. Like they
She does a
actually-
lot of research and has a lot of knowledge on that.
That and our friend Kyle, and we'll have him come in too. Kyle used to run Tongue and Groove.
Yeah.
Okay.
He ran Hope Farm. He actually put together Hope Farm. Literally, the guy came to him, hired him, and said, "I need you to put this together for me." And so he literally had his hand in it from the
I think
ground
I've
up.
met Kyle before.
Yeah, Kyle's
That'd be
great. And he actually works for the Dragonfly Tavern. And, oh, man, if we could get him, I don't know if he'd do it, but.
If
we could get him
I
to
begged
do
him to
those-
come on. I begged him to come on.
Well, if we could get him to make this one cocktail that he does, it's incredible.
I mean, he had so many great ideas at Tongue and Groove. I mean, the whole soda where he was doing
That's what I'm talking about. The soda drinks that he
Yes,
does.
I mean, they
and
were
they have a
just-
name for them. They're refreshing. They have carbonation, awesome, and the taste, the flavors that he was using and infusing in this thing was incredible. And that's why I was saying, Amy and them have gotten what's called butterfly pea flowers.
Okay.
And they actually infuse their tequila. And it gives a little something extra to the taste, but it's also visually beautiful. It turns into this dark purple color, and depending on what you mix it with, will change that color for lighter or darker or whatever.
Well, that's
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So like they have and they got the idea from seeing Empress Gin, which uses butterfly pea flowers, and like I drink gin and soda with a splash of tonic typically, but when the soda's in there, it doesn't do a whole lot. But when you mix the tonic in there, these drinks were this Empress Gin was actually made for gin and tonics, and it turns into this like beautiful fuchsia color. It's incredible
cool.
from a dark purple. Yeah.
Wow.
That's cool. Okay. So here we are. We haven't done one of these in a couple of weeks. So what have y'all been doing over the last couple of weeks living down here? What's been going on?
All right. Well, Jason, you want to take this one?
For the last month, I've been celebrating my wife's birthday.
This guy has
It's
to
the
be the best
birthday
husband ever. I've got to say this.
I told her Saturday. I said, "That's it. I'm done. I cannot do a single thing else at all. I'm done. I just
So she took the entire month of June.
He's
Yeah.
being literal too.
No,
Like, he's
it's-
not exaggerating.
All right, so she was adding it up on the way home. 5 birthday cakes. She's
Okay.
had 5 birthday cakes. She's had 4 brunches,
All right.
3 lunches, right?
7 days of Deborah.
The 7 days of Deborah, which I do that every year and buy her 7 days of gifts, right? A gift every day. And this year, since it's her big 6-0,
Yeah, it's got a 0 behind it.
right? So I had to really
decade.
make an ass of myself, and I'll never do that again.
And boy, did you make an ass of yourself.
Did I? And then this past weekend, we had some really great friends meet us down at the beach in Orange Beach,
That was fantastic.
and we had a great
Oh,
time.
man. And to be honest with you, we dialed it back.
No,
Because
it was,
we've definitely gone a lot harder in the paint down there before.
but most of those were
but
the
it
guys'
was-
trips.
Yeah, much of those were the guys' trips. And then when the girls go by themselves, they do the same thing we do.
Right.
But no, it was an excellent weekend. Great food, choppers. Couldn't find out. Jason and I. All right, so Jason and Deb are already down there on Friday.
Right.
Okay.
Amy and I are like trying to get out of Fair Oak, and we're like, because I'm just ready for this to start. I know it's going to be fun. It's going to be a great weekend. We needed a weekend away. We've been working hard, and for the love of God, we could not get out of Fair Oak for the longest time, and we finally got to leave after running all our errands. And we get down there and we get close, and I said, "Hey, babe, you want to stop by O'Choppers and have 1-and-1, a drink and a shot?" Yeah, I'm kind of hungry too. Let's get something to eat. I said, okay, cool. So we go into O'Choppers. Really cool Irish pub down there, right on the canal, or Canal Street, I guess, or whatever.
Drive, yeah, Canal Drive, whatever it is.
Yeah. And we go in, and I said, "Perfect, babe. There's 2 chairs right here at the end just for us, and there are 2 glasses that they haven't cleaned up yet." And so the guy grabs them. We get to talking to him. His name's Miro. Really, really cool guy.
From the Czech Republic.
From the Czech Republic. And at the end, I hear one of them say something about Chopper. So the owner was there, and I see him down there, and I've met him before plenty of times, but I didn't want to bother him. So we're sitting there, we're drinking our drinks, we're having casual conversation with Miro, and he said, "Well, where are y'all from?" I said, "Oh, we're from Fairhope, blah, blah, just in for the weekend." "Oh, yeah. We have some people come in here all the time. They're from Fairhope. He does karaoke." I was like, "What? Karaoke where?" And he goes, "Oh, everywhere." And then I realized he meant that he has the ability to do karaoke anywhere. And then we realized it's Jason and Deborah. So we're like, "Jason and Deborah?" Yeah, that's them. They're awesome. Oh, they're in here all the time. And we're like, "Oh my God, that's who we're going to stay with." And he's like, "No shit." And we're like, yeah. He goes, "Oh, let's send him a picture." And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So we think he's just going to pose on the other side of the bar. We're going to do the selfie. No, this dude wanted to send this picture so bad. He walked around the bar to the end of where we're at, gets over beside us, and then has us all throw the bird to Jason and Deborah. And we literally had just missed them by a few minutes.
Okay, so
that was their glasses that were in front of us.
Their seats.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Yeah. So, but it was great.
All right, so where else did you go down there?
Well, Deborah and I tried out the new Italian restaurant that is on the pad with Publix.
Okay.
So, and now we learned this by talking to the server that Italian place, the steak place called Carver's, which is on that pad, the Chronic Tacos, which is on that pad, Wings, what's that place called that we went to?
Yeah. We didn't go this weekend, but
Hurricane Wings.
Yeah. Cool place.
And also they had Chronic Taco Cravers, and there was one other restaurant that's on that pad that
Rotolo's, yeah. I was about to say.
So they own all those on that pad.
Gotcha, makes sense.
Which is actually really smart if you think about it.
Yeah, I mean
putting all your stuff on one pad.
Yeah,
that's pretty.
I think they own he said 23 or 26, something like that. I can't remember, but yeah, a lot of restaurants. But anyway, that food was really pretty good, really.
Okay. Tell him about your little zany find when you went to go get coffee at the donut shop. What's it called again?
City Donuts.
City Donuts. Yeah, he goes to City Donuts.
It's right next to the Publix, so that's the closest donut shop that I know of to Phoenix 10, which is where we were staying.
And he and our friend Lee are being super nice, going and getting all the girls coffee.
Right. So we drive down there, get to City Donut, we walk in, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, I don't know, do they have coffee? I mean, every donut place has coffee, right?
You think?
And so Lee starts looking, and he doesn't find a coffee maker. He goes ask the lady. She goes, "Oh, we're not allowed to sell coffee because there's a Starbucks on the pad."
And that's part of the contract of the Starbucks coming in or being a part of that pad because Starbucks is there.
So we had to go to Starbucks to pick up the coffees.
But I told him, I said, if I was City Donuts, I'd be giving out free coffee every day. That'd be great because you're
not selling it.
You're not selling it. But you're selling donuts because you're getting people with free coffee.
Right.
Coffee's pretty cheap if you're thinking about it. I mean, it's not like you have to get the best roast ever. Free coffee is free coffee.
I mean, Starbucks doesn't have the best roast.
No, it doesn't. But it's
just throw a bunch of sugar and cream in it.
But and then Jason took us out on a boat.
Yeah, we went on a pontoon boat.
Great boat driver.
Oh yeah, that's it.
No, literally, I usually get nervous with people on boats. I can't handle it because people want. I'm like, look, you're not on a road that's just stationary. You're on something that is moving, and it may not be moving in the same direction you're moving in. So, for the love of God, can we please just drive a decent speed? Jason was great. We got to see the Lady of the Lake. I had never even heard of it.
Out at Barber's Marina, have you seen that?
No.
Oh my goodness! So yeah, Barber's Marina. I don't know who they went to get this done by, but there's like a 20-foot tall woman's head sticking out of the water like she's in neck deep water, and then her legs come up and are bent. It's almost like she's sitting in a bathtub.
Okay.
But they call it Lady of the Lake. It was beautiful. I loved it.
Robinson Island was so packed. I mean, we drove around there, and then we went down and met friends who had their boat down the street a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, that was great. And then we headed back, and what did we do that night?
Well, we
Well,
went to
that's
see
good.
Big Earl. Lee and
that's
I went
right.
to see Big Earl.
Do you want to tell them the funny story about Big Earl?
What is Big Earl?
All right, Big Earl is an artist that performs at the Floribama. He's there every Friday night, Saturday night. Starts at 5:30 or 6:30,
He's
whatever.
been there for what, 20 years? You said?
Yeah. So he
He's a big draw.
big draw, and he'll
Okay.
offend anybody and everybody. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, Hispanic. It doesn't matter if you're from Wisconsin, Tennessee, or Mississippi. The only people he really doesn't pick on is Arkansas, because that's where
an
he's from.
Equal opportunity offender.
Right. And he'll tell you, but right in the middle of the show, he goes, if you're not offended yet, just wait. I'll get to you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's his whole shtick. But he does have a wheel that you spin. And he'll, if you're willing to spin it and take the risk, females.
We're gonna get one. We're gonna get one.
Females. He'll play it. So on that list that he doesn't ever play is Sweet Home Alabama, Brown Eyed Girl, Margaritaville, something else. And then there's another slice that says Show Your Breasts.
Okay.
It's a little bit more crude than that. And so it never fails, but somebody goes up there and spins that daggum wheel. And so this lady got up there and spun the wheel. And he goes, it rarely happens. It rarely happens for it to stop on Show Your Breasts, but it does periodically.
Like 99% of the time, probably.
No, 100% of the time.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It is 100% weighted to stop there every single time. And I don't know why these women don't realize it. And I'm sure
Oh, they do.
They do. And this one certainly did. Right? She got up there and showed her breast. And as she was walking off, Big Earl said, Precious, I don't know how old you are, but those titties can't be more than 3 years old.
Apparently, this guy is great with the one-liners.
Oh, he's
his
so
one-liners
witty.
Yeah. And then we wrapped up the weekend by hitting Playa for brunch, which was fantastic. My first time there. I think Deborah and Jason are regulars, especially when I got there and the server was like, "Oh, well, I wasn't supposed to work today, but I knew y'all were coming for your Deborah's birthday, so I think they might have known her a little bit." But the food there was very good.
Cool.
The street corn was not what I was expecting. It came out on like a whole corn on the cob with the street corn set up, and damn, that was good.
It was good.
That was
That's
good.
very good.
We all shared and all that stuff.
So Levi and I were pretty much together all weekend.
Yeah.
I was about to say, yeah. See if you can top that.
Yeah, I just hung
There you
out
go.
Yeah, hung out at the yacht club.
And talk about your Satsumas again,
Ran around looking at, houses in Midtown Mobile. That was pretty much. I think that's about all. Oh, you got one more? Or what?
No, I think we're out of time. We need to wrap it
Yeah,
up.
let's go ahead and wrap it up.
Again, thanks to Amy Eady.
So we'll meet back in a couple of weeks. We'll have July 4th stories to go out.
I'll be at the Grand on July 3rd for their celebration, DJing their celebration. I'm really pumped about that.
Oh, nice.
Second
is
year in a
cool.
row, so I'm really happy
That's
about that.
exciting.
That's awesome. That'll be great.
It's a fun
Are
time.
they going to fire the cannon?
Well, they have fireworks, so I have to come up with a playlist for the fireworks show.
We'll see you next time, guys.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, if you need, look, we're doing this. We're doing this to help support local businesses. Amy came in. She's supporting the FlyBar. Anybody else, any business wants to come in and give us a talk, definitely reach out and do it. I'm with Bellator. I'm a real estate agent here in town. I work the Eastern Shore, work the beach, also work Mobile. I've got a ton of experience over there. So if you're moving to the area or want to move around within the area, reach out to me. It's easy to find me. C. Burgess at gobellator.com.
All right. And for my wife, Amy, I'm going to go ahead and do the pitch for her. Check out the Dragonfly restaurants. There's 2 locations. One is the Dragonfly Tavern in Daphne. The original Dragonfly is here in downtown Fairhope on South Church Street, which is also where you can find FlyBar, which is attached to it. Come in and get some Asian American fusion food. Have some great custom cocktails. They have a great menu. And if you need to get her for any kind of private event, you can find her on Facebook, Amy Eady, or you can get her at amypippin4@gmail.com.
And that's the number 4.
Yeah, the number 4.
Got it.
Yes. Anything you want to say about the trim guy?
Screw that guy. No, I'm just kidding. No, and also, if you need any construction work done, you can contact Dennis Long on Facebook through the Trim Guy. Has his number there, has pictures of work that we've done. So hit us up. Maybe you need us, maybe you don't. We'll see.
And for me, firewatchentertainment.net. But I want really people to help us spread the word about this particular YouTube channel and podcast, and subscribe, like, and comment, and
hit the bell.
Hit the bell for notifications. Absolutely. And we need your support. We do want to support other businesses in town. If you want to be on the podcast, the best way to do that is through any one of our emails or Facebooks, Chris Burgess or Levi Eady or myself, at firewatchentertainment.net is the best way.
And we will have a fancy new name soon.
We will have a fancy new name. And the other thing that I want to say to any business owner that wants to be here, we will give you a copy of the podcast for you to use and distribute any way you want to, number one. And number two, we will cut you a separate elevator speech, if you want to call it that way, or whatever else you would like to do to cut, that you will also have video-wise and sound-wise that's professional, and we'll give that to you absolutely free for coming on to this podcast and this YouTube channel.
All we ask is that you post it on your social media and share and
give us credit.
Give us credit. That's all we ask for.
So thank y'all so much for watching. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye, guys.
Hey.